Hi, Jenny here. I'm planting out some tomato seedlings at the moment, just sitting on my back steps in the sun. It's beautiful. 6 o'clock in the evening. It stays light really long in Sweden. And I wanted to talk about using bokashi in pots when you're replanting tomatoes or whatever. Now, I'm not going to do it all in real life, just talk about it because it's too much, things to manage. But basically, I have this pot and I have this tomato, and also I have all these little guys, mini tomatoes, that I want to plant out into slightly bigger pots like this. So how to use bokashi? What are the options we have? We have bokashi from the bucket, we have bokashi bran, and we have the bokashi liquid that comes out of the bucket for fertilizer. How would I use those if I had this combination? And down here I just have a sack of soil because I haven't made specific bokashi soil at the moment. I don't have any ready. Okay, first of all, what I would do is take this pot and this bigger tomato that's ready to go into it, and ideally I would mix it with actual fresh bokashi out of the bucket, ready fermented, 50-50. So therefore 1/4 of normal potting mix like this, and normal drainage in the bottom, a layer of bokashi representing 50% of what you will fill it with, and then a top layer of potting mix. And then into that you can plant the tomato. However, with a bigger plant like this, I would wait a week before planting it into here. And the reason for that is that the bokashi that you've put in the middle has to balance out the pH. It's very acidic when you first add it, so you need to let it stabilize and reach a pH of around 7 or the normal level. And that will happen after about a week, in which case you can then take your tomato and plant it in completely as you normally would. And I think in this case it would be a much happier tomato if it got some good soil and a little bit bigger pot, but never mind, that's life. The other option is you could of course have made this bokashi soil in a soil factory, which we'll talk about another day, but basically that's where you mix the bokashi and the soil 50-50 in advance in some sort of bucket or container or whatever, and that soil is completely prepared. You can put it in here and plant directly. In this case, what happens with the fresh bokashi is it takes a little while to convert into soil, but it doesn't matter because the tomato can grow in that, or any other plant for that matter, can grow in here anyhow. So the only thing to think about is just that first week, the first 7 days that you let the pH normalize. Okay, so that's the big guy. And then I also have here a bunch of little mini tomatoes that I've grown inside. They're ready to go out into some bigger pots. It's still a bit cold at night in Sweden, so I'll keep them inside. And I'm planting them into just small pots like this. What do I put into here? Not bokashi actually, it's too rough, the size of it. If you had ready bokashi soil maybe. In this case I just have normal potting mix. It's commercial stuff, it's nothing special. It probably has a little bit of, it's organic, but it probably has a little bit of fertilizer that will last the first week anyhow. But what I would do in this case, is to take a little bit of bokashi bran and mix it into the soil. Alternatively, you could use yam and put that into the soil just to get some micro life going in the soil. It's not adding nutrients, it's just adding some microbes which will help the plant be stronger and healthier. When I water these, I water them from underneath, so I'll put it in a tray and water it from underneath, and into that I will put a very, very weak solution of bokashi liquid. Somewhere technically around 1 to 1,000, but anyway, a much lighter dilution than the normal 1%, basically a couple of teaspoons in a big watering can, and that will just gradually give them some nutrients to grow on, increasing that of course to 1%, 1 to 100 when they get a bit bigger, or it seems like they can cope with it. That's basically it. what I do with these little guys. So you have the option fresh bokashi, bokashi liquid and bokashi brown, or even EM if you've got that available and a ready to use liquid version. So that's it. Just try to get some microbes into your plants, whatever you do, because they'll be much happier than they are otherwise. That's it. See you.